So make sure your characters are true to who you created them to be. So here's some tips to creating 3D characters. Use people you know. They don't need to know that you're talking about them. I do it all the time. All my friends are in a book. They hadn't picked up that is them yet. A couple of them have, but I change them so much. Use who you know. You know, if you have a friend who's loud and all just outgoing and have to always need the attention, use that as one of your characters. Make them loud, outgoing, always needing attention. Don't try to recreate the wheel. There are people in your life who are characters already. Use them. You could also people watch. Like I said, people watching comes in handy. It especially comes in handy for the opposite sex because I'm not a male, in case you didn't know. I'm not a male. So I have to watch men. I watch how they walk. I watch their reactions. I watch, how they respond to things because my characters need to respond like a man, not like I would respond like a female. Also use actors. If you have a favorite actor, study that actor. Study his voice. Study his or her voice, his or her facial expressions, all of that stuff. And remember that facial expressions and body language are used like I'm doing right now. See my hands? People aren't like this, just talking and not moving and just talking. People move. Your character should move. My hands hadn't stopped moving since I've been talking to y'all. So if you have a character who talk with their hands, have those hands moving as she talk. Somebody may need to duck out the way because her hands flying everywhere. 65% of communication is nonverbal. 65 of communication is nonverbal. And that is so true, especially when you have children. You realize that because if I give my children, oh, they know. They know. I don't even have to open my mouth. They already know. Mama not playing. She mean business. We got to do what she say. So if 65% of communication is nonverbal in the real world, it should be nonverbal in your book world. Now, of course, it's a book, so the people need to talk, but they also need to express themselves nonverbally as well. And there is a emotions thesaurus on Amazon. I use it all the time. It helps you if your character's angry without having to say the character's angry. It gives you different cues to show anger. So, for example, if I said, I walked in my mom's room, she was sitting on her bed, I heard her sniffing with tears rolling down her eyes. She's crying. But I could have easily said I walked in my mom's room and she was crying. But why would I want to tell you if I could show you her crying? I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to tell you. I want to show you because if I actually walked in her room, I would see her crying. No one would have to tell me. So that's how your characters need to be. Another thing for creating 3D characters is make sure they have flaws. Nobody's perfect. Your characters are not perfect either. They need some flaws. Okay, something about them, some quirks, something to set them apart from other people. Make sure that their voice and their actions are true to who you created them to be. If Susie Q is soft spoken, then Susie Q should be soft spoken. Like people should have to be like, can you speak up? So you know that she's soft spoken. And your characters should show growth. Now, that does not mean that they have to completely turn into a different person by the end, but there should be something about them that's changed. Something, that they've gone through so much that by the end of this story, they've learned a lesson, or, there's something about them, just like in real life, life changes us over time. Your characters should feel the same. And your readers should be able to see that your characters have changed from how they first met them. And you need to clearly define their strengths and their weaknesses because we all have them. And your reader needs to understand who your characters are. And one